Okay, so now we're going to talk about multiplying fractions, which personally I think is the easiest of all the operations, okay? So it gets better from adding and subtracting, I promise. Okay, so the first step is to get fractions in simplest form. So what I mean by that is look for cross products. Find and simplify cross products if possible. And we'll talk about what cross products means. Then once you simplify those fractions as much as they can be, then you multiply the numerators. And then step 3 is to do the opposite and multiply the denominators. And then the last part, of course, is to simplify. And by that, I mean either mixed number or simplest form, right? So for these first couple, we'll just multiply numerators and denominators to get you in that process. And then examples 4 through 6, that's when we'll be using cross products to really figure those out, okay? So if you need to get those steps, pause, but if not, I'm going to keep on going. All right, example 1. Our first step, we said, is to multiply our numerators. So we multiply just straight across our numerators. So what is 4 times 3? 4 times 3 is 12. And our next step is to simplify our denominators. 9 times 5 is 45. And then we want to simplify those. What can we divide them both by? We can divide them both by, not by 2. What about 3? Hopefully you're thinking, yes, I could divide them both by 3. 12 divided by 3 is 4. And if you don't know what 45 divided by 3 is, we could do a quick long division. Goes once, and then 5, so that's 15. So our answer is 4/15. All right, I want you to try example 2. So pause and try example 2. All right, so when you did the top, you should have gotten 4 times 6, which is 24. The bottom is 7 times 11, which is 77. And then remember, positive times a negative is a negative. So our answer is negative 24 over 77. So look at example 3. There's something a little weird about it, right? So 5 is a whole number. So you have to put it over 1. Fractions are really, whole numbers as fractions are really whatever it is over 1. So now we can do the same process. We can multiply our numerators times our denominators, and then watch your sign at the end, right? 7 times 5 is 35. And then 4 times 1 is 4. Negative times a negative gives me a positive. So now how many times does 4 go into 35? Well, I know it goes 8 times, which is 32. So we'd have 3 left over. Okay. So let's look at example 4. Example 4's got really big numbers, right? It's got 21 and 32. But I can't simplify 31 and 22. 21 and 32. Oh man, sorry. But I can look at my diagonals. So what I mean by that is look at these numbers, the 7 and the 11. The 7 and the 21. And is there a number that I can divide both of those by? Hopefully you're thinking yes, right? I can divide 7 by 7 and 21 by 7. And how we write that is we just cross off those numbers. And 7 divided by 7 is 1, so I'm going to put a 1 here. 21 divided by 7 is 3, so I'm going to put a 3 here. And then we have to look at our other diagonals, right? Our 8 and our 32. Is there a number I can divide both of them by? Hopefully you're thinking yes, 8. So then again, I cross them out. 8 divided by 8 is 1. 32 divided by 8 is 4. So now I'm really doing 1 times 3 as my numerator. And that's going to give me 3. And for my denominator, I'm doing 1 times 4. Oh, now I'm erasing. Sorry. 1 times 4, which is 4. So then all of that simplified just to 3/4. If you don't use cross products, you would have had to do 8 times 21 and 32 times 7 and figured out what those were and then simplified them. So cross products makes everything a lot easier. Okay. So use your cross products. Look at your diagonals, see what you can figure out. But remember, we're not multiplying diagonally. We're just simplifying diagonally. So I want you to try example 5. There's 2 cross products you can do. Okay, so try example 5 using cross products. So hopefully when you looked at your first diagonals, you notice that they're both 4. I can divide them both by 4 and get 1s. Because 4 divided by 4 is 1. Looking at my other cross products, 3 and 9, they're both divisible by 3. So again, I cross out my original number so I don't look at them. 3 divided by 3 is 1. 9 divided by 3 is 3. So now I can multiply it. 1 times 1 is 1. 1 times 3 is 3. And it's a positive times a negative, so it should be a negative 1/3. All right, so if you got that, awesome. If not, that's okay. And try example 6. So example 6, you don't have to use cross products. So just try that one, see what you can do. Hopefully you remembered from previous examples that a whole number becomes over 1, and then you just do 6 times 3, 1 times 5, and you get 18 over 5, turn it into a mixed number. Remember, it's a negative times a negative, so it becomes a positive, all right? So we'll work on cross products, so don't worry too much, but make sure you ask questions in class.